Hi everyone. I don't normally start any of my tutorial movies or any of my classes with an image of me on screen, but I think that for this new online and hybrid age, I think it's extremely important that you get to know me and that you understand before whatever class this is, whether it's beginning Photoshop, advanced Photoshop, After Effects, Illustrator. I think what I like students to know and what I like to begin each semester with is letting you know two things. Me, number one, and my commitment to my art, how much I love my art and how much I respect my own talent and how hard I have worked to get to a certain point that makes me competitive with anyone who's out there, and what I expect of you in this class. And so this candid little window into Brian is going to be also hopefully a window into you. I love what I do. So to that end, I want to put a few things on the screen because there's two parts of me that are important. The part that is the person who is I'll go ahead and say lead faculty of MACA, although I am no longer program coordinator of MACA, because I will be now teaching online in hybrid classes until I make my exit a few years from now. But I feel that my love of MACA and building this program to this point and having all the great faculty that we have, including your new program coordinator, who is Sean Sarcona, and you will hear that name many times throughout this semester with me, whether this be After Effects or Advanced Photoshop. I'll probably put this image of me away and you can just hear me talk, because it's not about me, the person you're looking at. That's the important thing. And please, my eye is red because I just had my second eye surgery, and I no longer have a lazy eye. So I'm very happy about that, but that's why my eye is red. It's not because I have been partaking in any refreshments or anything, okay? So I just wanted you to know that. But what I'm going to put on the screen right now is a portfolio of me, and it's my Sauriol illustrations portfolio and my tutorial website, which is where you're going to be going many times throughout the semester. And not only does it have an image of my graphic portfolio, whether it be Illustrator files, Photoshop files, or traditional files, it has all of my tutorials inside of it. So there will be links all over each of the Canvas online portals to click to my tutorials and my portfolio. But what I really want you to know of me is how much what I want of you is to set goals. I did. What I want of you is to understand that this semester is not about just projects. No growth in your career is just about projects. It's about getting to a certain point in whatever software this is, whether it's Photoshop, After Effects, Illustrator, or Dreamweaver, or Flash, or whatever. Your goal is to achieve a quality portfolio. So I welcome you to go look through my portfolio. I welcome you to go see. Let me make this a little smaller. I welcome you to go see the images that I have. And what I want you to do is to go look at them. Go take a look at whatever image is there. Look at the quality of the illustration. Look at the quality of color, the quality of drawing, and I was going to say insatiable, but a unwillingness to not accept mediocrity. So that's why I say your semester is not about projects, and that's why I really want you with this first movie, which I'll try to make very, very brief, because I'll give you all the links anyway, and you can go on your own and look at these. So I really want you to know where I'm coming from. I demand that you get out of yourself what you need to compete in industry today. I mean, that's it. You want to create the best portfolio possible so that you can compete with the person who is interviewing before you and after you. That you can not only compete with them, but you can leave an impression that you will want to leave with whatever employer. MACA is a great program. We've worked hard to get it to that point. But you have to bring everything to the table. So we are going to try to prepare you in so many ways to make your life, your portfolio, and your career here at MACA work so that it's worth something. It's not going to be easy. It's going to hurt. You're going to have to do things 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times until you get it right. That's why I said this isn't about projects. I could never create these materials. I could never create this kind of artwork without working to a point where I know in my heart that I'm going to be successful. I know that whatever I want or perceive in a particular job is where and what it needs to be. I've worked for 25 years, 30 years for clients all over the world. I can create pretty much anything I want to, whether it's biomorphic, whether it's a person, place, or thing, whatever the client wants, I can do. And that's the attitude I want you to have. How do you get there? How do you get to this point? You know, you're not project oriented. You're not A, B, C, D, E oriented. You're get it right or don't do it. I mean, I'm going to hold on that. Get it right or don't do it. And all of you can get it right. All of you have a reason why you're in MACA. You're creative, right? Creativity is something that you feel deep. It's beyond talent, it's beyond skill, it's beyond anything you can explain to somebody who just isn't creative. So let's go through a journey this semester and let's get your portfolio to a point where we can package you, create the brand of you, like the Brian brand. You are a brand. And let's get it to a point where you really have an impact in that interview process. Because we have a lot of partner companies that come in and take our students right away. So go through my portfolio. Go through every aspect of it. Email me. Contact me. Send me questions. Remember that we are developing a brand new portfolio class, which I would love to work with you in your final semester here at Macomb, at MACA, to create your package. So I don't want this to be a long movie. What I do want is to have you be happy and excited and geeked and just in pursuit of doing the best job that's out there. I'll say 2 things that should, this is what I say in my On Ground lecture. All of you know someone on a daily basis that gets up on a weekday morning and hates their job. You're going to work for 10,000 days in your life. Don't be one of those people that gets up on a Monday morning and absolutely has a sick stomach for going to work. You're in control of that. The tool that you're going to use to get you to that point is your portfolio. So let's go look at some students' portfolios just so you can see both a PDF portfolio and a motion reel. Okay, I'm only going to play a couple because, again, I have these links available for you. So let me put this on the next screen and let us go give a portfolio. This entire RTF file is nothing but portfolios. And I want to first put this back over here and let's play one of the portfolios. And this young man is a teacher in this program, but I would like to play Steve Saval's quick portfolio, and then Michael Basilico's, and then I want to, this is their motion reel, okay? This is what they use either on Vimeo or on YouTube to send out their stuff, especially on Behance, BEHANCE.com, okay? So let's just, I'm not going to expand it to full screen, but let's just look at it. Now, at times I'm going to turn this down and I'm going to talk over it. This is a portfolio that uses Illustrator files with layers, Photoshop files with layers, and it shows a really nicely orchestrated series of graphics that are designed for one purpose and one purpose only, to make that employer not want to look beyond to the next person or to the last person. That employer wants, Steve wants that employer to only look at him, to that client, to only look to him for the next job. That is the key to making a great portfolio or a great reel. Have them, so them being the employers or the clients, have them so taken that they just want to, that you want to orchestrate the entire process. So I'm going to go to Michael Basilico's reel, and let's just watch a little bit of his. His reel, he was actually taken from our program in the final, before his final semester, and he got a job at Ringside Creative right from my Adobe Illustrator class. That is an Adobe Illustrator file right there with layers. That's Photoshop with layers into After Effects. So knowing Photoshop, knowing Illustrator, that's all Photoshop right there. But it's brought into After Effects, and then you do things with it, and you make it exciting, and you have it work. That is Michael Basilico's reel. I think it's beautiful. Let's see a reel of just, let's see a portfolio, of Lisa Jensen. Lisa Jensen has a really, really nice portfolio here. I might hit Command F just to Command L to expand this to full screen, if it'll even work. But let's just look at her portfolio from one end to the other. And this is an 11 by 14 portfolio, so it's if I escape this window and I just stretch out this window, you'll see what I'm talking about, that you can see the edge. There's the 11 by 14 page, and let me just continue with it, okay? And let me see. Let me go to the next page. Let's go to the next page, and let's just see the extent of her portfolio and just see how beautiful this is. Adobe InDesign capability, Illustrator capability, Photoshop capability, everything's there. And this is actually a product that she painted in the advanced Photoshop class. She has all the tools, and so will you, between typography and understanding the elements of design and art, between After Effects and knowing how to create .mov or MP4 files. This young lady just has all the tools, and that is exactly where I want you to be. I want you to be able to create that portfolio package. I'm going to play if I can remember where I put it. I have a little PDF file of advanced Photoshop products. So I'm going to go through this and just show you that these are actually painted from the ground up. These are actually Photoshop files right here. And so all of this is broken down into layers, and those layers can be reconstructed. I'll give you an example of that in a couple of seconds. But this is Rosalie Nico. Watch what she did with her product. She actually went to the next level. She actually created a cutaway of her of her car. And this is also Rosalie. So not only did she do one product finished piece for her portfolio, she did 5. And it took long after the semester was over for her to create those 5. Again, this is Rosalie Nico. That's Rosalie Nico. So before she got a really good job with McCann Erickson, and as well as she was working with several companies to get her to that point. This is actually David Negro, who got a job at Quicken Loans, and he did a fantastic job with that. That's actually Rosalie Nico again. Look at the diversity of these, Look at the diversity of these Photoshop files. Painting a product is understanding the layer process, the ability to look at shapes, the ability to paint and execute what you see, not what you think you see. And that is inherent through all of these assignments. All of these assignments show one thing. They show a really nice array of portfolio pieces. And in order to get your product to your portfolio to the level that it needs to be, in order to do that, you need to stay focused. You need to attend every online class. You need to be very committed to your career here at school and to all your classes. Remember, and the one thing I said before when I said that you want to get up on a Monday morning and go to work, the other thing I was going to say, and it's kind of hard to hear, but and in a movie thing here, it's a little hard for me to convey the feeling that I have of what I want you to understand from this. But I'm going to leave you with this. Okay? How many of you have turned in a B, and that's the grade you actually received, and you knew that you could have done better? Now, after you thought about that for a second, I want for the rest of your career here at Macomb, at MACA, to know that that's unacceptable. If I, in my career, never missed a deadline, and I would do, you are known, there's a saying, you're as good as your last job. Well, for you, you're as good as your last project. And please don't let that scare you, because MACA instructors are very forgiving when it comes to looking at the effort that you put forth. And if your effort is supreme and you really have a great work ethic, most of the time they'll let you turn in an assignment over again, as long as you turned in something by the time that project was due. We know you have heavy caseloads. We know you guys work a lot of hours. We're not going to penalize you for trying to do your best. What we want is a good portfolio piece for you. That's it. That's all we want, is a good portfolio piece. So if it takes till after the project is over, or even the semester is over, who cares? As long as your portfolio has those things inside that are going to guarantee you a job. It's not a very difficult process or formula to figure out. Put out a great product, you will get hired. So I'm going to leave you all with that. I'm going to leave you with an access to this RTF file that I'm bouncing up and down, so that you can go see lots of other students' material. We have a MACA group member kind of portfolio thing here where you can go see all sorts of people. One of the young men that I was going to play for you, just to let this go, because I did tell you I was going to show you, was a young man by the name of Rob Kajanka. And excuse me, he's in here. I'm going to find him right there. And what I want, well, that's his text file. Let me find his other one, if I can find it kind of quickly, right here. And inside of it, I'm going to kind of fast forward to here. But inside of it, he puts together an entire car, which was layers in Maya, which could have been layers in Photoshop. So I'm just going to play that one section, and then I'm going to let you go. So here's Rob's motion reel. Something I need you to understand about Rob. He didn't finish this motion reel until a year after he graduated. And we worked with him. I worked with him in my office hours the entire time, the entire year. Because, as I said to you, we are committed to your future. So let's see if you are committed to your future. So now, here's the car that came across in layers. Now, I'll play that little part again. How could Rob put all this together if each item that came in wasn't in a separate layer? Okay, whether that's Maya or whether it's Photoshop. That is the key to making great artwork, and working in layers and understanding the whole process of how Photoshop works or how Illustrator works. We'll get through that. If this class is After Effects, great. If it's Illustrator, you will be good in Illustrator by the time it's done. If it's Photoshop, which is like the bridge application to whether you're going into video production, web design, interactive web media, photographic technologies, creative imaging or illustration, design and layout, the The most important application is Photoshop. And then everything else bridges from there. Because without knowing Photoshop, you can't really create any images. Without any images, what good is media arts? Okay? So what we need to do is to begin our journey, and you need to stay focused. And I'm going to have a whole series of movies which outline pretty much every tutorial that you're going to do. There may or may not be a PDF file that supports it, but you can stop and start the tutorial file right away. Now, send me an email. Go into Canvas, which will be the next movie. I'll show you the Canvas portal and the interface, okay, for all the classes. And send me an email and tell me what you think of this opening little speech. We are here for you. But you have to give us I always say there's a partnership. It's give me the me and the me and you. I'll give you what I need to give you. I'll be as focused as I can be for you. But if you're not committed and you don't give me the you in the me and you, well, it's not going to work. So welcome. Let's get on with it. Take care.